Hi everyone! Today we're going to finish our self-portrait artworks in Chrome Canvas. You should have your selfie picture with your drawing on top of it. If you do not have this done with a picture of you and your outline drawing on top of it, you need to go back and complete that previous Chrome Canvas lesson that's on Seesaw. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to follow along today because today we're going to be adding color and adding a background. The first thing we're going to do is check out our layer tool. So click on your layer tool and make sure that you have 4 layers open. So that's 1 with your black outline on the top, 2, 3, and 4. And those bottom 3 layers, these 3 here, should all be blank. There should be nothing on them. We're going to start to color in our features first. That just means our eyes, lips, nostrils, eyebrows, hair, and any other things that you have, like your clothes. I have a necklace and some earrings I'm going to color in, as well as my glasses. We want to make sure that we are clicked and we're working on our second layer. So again, that's this layer here. We want to make sure we're clicked on that second layer. Otherwise, coloring this in won't go too well. So click on that second layer, and then what you're going to do is zoom in really close as you can to your eyes. To zoom in on your Chromebook, you're going to put your 2 fingers gently on your touchpad and just gently spread them apart. You don't want to press down too hard when you spread your fingers apart, otherwise it won't work. If that's not working out well for you, what you can do is click the control button. The control button says CTRL, and it's a button on the bottom left side of your keyboard. Hold control down and then tap the plus sign button, which is right next to backspace. That should zoom in on your artwork. And then you can move around with your arrow keys. To zoom out, you just hold control and click the little minus button next to the plus button. I hope that makes sense. So I'm nice and close here, nice and zoomed in. I'm on my second layer, and I am going to start coloring in my eyes. So I'm going to color in the iris, or the colored part of my eyes first. So I'm going to grab my marker tool, go to my colors, click custom, and I have hazel eyes, which is brownish green. So I'm going to try to find a hazel color. A little bit hard. I'm going to do my best to find that kind of light golden brown green for my eyes. And once you have your color, make sure your marker is a good size, and then you can start coloring in your eyes. Now, if you go over your outline there, it's okay, because remember, we're working on that layer that's underneath our black outlines. So we can erase everything without touching that black outline. So I'm just cleaning up my edges now with my eraser tool. So I have my eyes colored in. Next, I need the whites of my eyes. So I'm going to switch to the color white by dragging that little cursor all the way up into the corner. And I'm going to make my marker a little bit smaller so it's easier to work with. I'm going to click my eraser and clean up the edges. If you make a mistake, remember you can always click the undo button. Now it's time to add some pupils. So we're going to grab our marker again, switch the color this time to black. Make sure that your marker is a good size for your pupils. You don't want it too big. You don't want it too tiny either. I think this is a pretty good size. And then just click, make a little dot in each eye for your pupils. So now I'm going to bring my size down a little bit, and I'm even going to make reflections in my eyes by switching the color to white and adding a little dot. So now my eyes look pretty realistic. Next, I'm going to color in my nostrils, my lips, and everything else that I talked about coloring in. I'm not going to color in my skin tone yet. We're going to do that a little bit later. If everything's blending in a little bit, like here, it's a little bit hard to see what I'm erasing. What you can always do is go up to your layers tool and click that photo off. Then it will be a little bit easier for you to see what you're trying to erase. So I finished coloring my lips, my nostrils. I have colored in my glasses as well. And so now it's time to color in my clothing. So I'm going to grab my marker and find the color of my shirt. For me, my shirt is this nice dusk color. If you want to change the color of your clothing, that's okay. You can do that. I'm just going to stick with this color because I think it's really pretty. And then start coloring it in. I finished with my shirt. Next, I'm going to include my earrings and my necklace. If you have anything in your picture, if you're wearing any jewelry, or if you have headphones on in your photo, you might want to color those in now. Okay, so everything's colored in, like my shirt, my necklace, my earrings, my mouth, my nostrils, my eyes, and my glasses. Now it's time to choose a hair color. So for my hair color, I'm going to go click my marker tool, and I'm going to find this reddish orange color on my color bar here, and just drag my little cursor down, trying to match up the color of my hair. Now, a really good way to see if it matches your actual hair color is just to draw on top of your picture. That looks a little bit light, but I'm almost there. Now, if your hair color is black, you might drag it down here. If you have brown hair like me, it might be somewhere in this area. Or if you have blonde hair, your hair color might be somewhere over in here. So you just have to kind of play around and see what works for you. Remember, everyone has different hair colors, so you just have to experiment. Found my hair color. You can barely see it when I'm coloring over this. So I'm just going to carefully color in my hair. Now I'm just cleaning up my edges. Now it's time to fill in my eyebrows, and I want to make sure that I match my eyebrows to my hair color. Now, if you are like me, you may have moved your color around, and so you probably can't find that exact perfect match. However, if you go to your palette, there's a little bar down here that says recent, and you can find whatever colors you have been working with lately. So I found my color, and I'm going to add in my eyebrows. Now that I've finished coloring in all of my features, including my hair, my eyes, my nose, my mouth, my earrings, my necklace, and my clothing, I'm going to go to my layers tool and click that little eyeball just to make sure that everything is all cleaned up and looks good. Looks pretty good to me. So at this point, if you click this little eyeball and there's something that's not colored in, like if you have glasses or if you're wearing headphones in your picture, if that's not colored in, make sure that you color those in. So it's time to add our skin tone. So what I'm going to do is click on that third layer. So you should have your black and white layer on top, your first layer, your details that you colored in on your second layer, and finally, we're going to click on this third layer to color in our skin. Now to find our skin tone, we're going to click the color, little color button, go to custom, and our skin tone should be somewhere right in here, right between this red and orange, kind of in this reddish orange area. Now, if you have a really light skin tone like me, it might be somewhere up in here. Or darker skin tones are in this area, and anywhere in between. Find your skin tone, and you can test it out and see how it looks. If it doesn't look right to you, you could always just adjust, just erase what you did and adjust. This looks pretty close to my skin color, so I'm going to go with this. Now the cool thing about when we color in our skin is because we're working on this third layer, when we color everything in, it should just go right underneath everything that we drew and colored. I finished up my skin tone, I've colored everything in, and I cleaned up any edges, any mistakes, and so now it's time to add our background. To add our background in, what we're going to do is go to that layers tool and click on the fourth layer. So we should have black outline, details, skin tone, and this fourth layer will be our background. Now for your background, have fun. You can add whatever kind of background you want. I am going to go in with my marker tool with some of my favorite colors and just add some of these colorful designs in the background, making sort of an abstract background. And at this point, you could even hide that background picture because we do not need it anymore. Now I'm just using my marker tools, but if you wanted to use your chalk tool or maybe even the pen tool, feel free to do that. And you can make an abstract background like me, or you could draw in patterns in your background. Once you're happy with your background, you're going to save your completed artwork to your computer by clicking on the three dots clicking Save as Image, and saving it to your computer. Now you might have a little box here that pops up and you just have to click one of the Save buttons to save it to your computer. You should be pretty used to saving your artwork by now. Then go to Seesaw, click the little camera, go to the cloud with the arrow that says Upload, find your picture, and mine is just right here on desktop. Yours might be in your downloads folder, or it might be in your desktop folder, or it might even be in a folder that's titled Recent. So just do your best to find your picture. It is somewhere on your computer as long as you click Save. Once you find it, you click Open, and there you have it. Then you click the check mark to turn it in. I hope that this video helps you. I can't wait to see your completed self-portraits.